Welcome to the Big Five podcast from Northumbria Psychology Department. My name is Dr. Genevieve Brown, and I'll be your guide into the minds of psychology students, alumni, and researchers at Northumbria University. I'm a lecturer and a researcher in the psychology department, and I study online power and antisocial behavior. Each week on this podcast, I'll speak to a guest who is either a student, alumni, or researcher in the Northumbria Psychology Department. By asking them 5 big questions, we'll learn about their time studying psychology and hopefully learn some big facts about human behavior and experience. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking to my guest, Barbora Duskova. Hello, Barbora.
Hi.
Barbora started her studies at Northumbria in 2019 and is studying psychology. She served as the student representative for students at level 5 and level 6 and gotten involved as a research assistant in Katri Cornelisson's lab. Outside of Northumbria, she volunteers as part of the events team at the European Federation of Psychology Students Association. Today is a very special day. It's National Philanthropy Day, which prompts us to think about the ways in which volunteering our time and money has changed the world. Barbora, can you tell us a bit about why you wanted to volunteer for the European Federation of Psychology Students Association and why you're interested in studying psychology?
So I would start with the psychology. So I've always been interested about myself and other people and why we're doing and thinking the things we are. I guess I found psychology as the best way to find out and to make my own life better and make the life of other people better as well. And for the volunteering, to be completely honest, I was part of this event of EFSA, which is the shortcut for the federation, and I really liked it, and I thought these are the people that are like me, and so I engaged with organizing one event for all of the people from EFSA that are volunteering there, and I just loved it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to the final event because of COVID, because of UK was kind of like closed. But yeah, I really enjoyed the whole process. So I decided I'm gonna apply for the yearly mandate they've got there as a training events coordinator. And I wanted to have experience from psychology and from some big federation, somewhere where there's plenty of things to do and plenty of people to meet. And it was a lot about meeting like-minded people. I just felt that I was home. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. I guess let's bring it back to Northumbria. What's it been like studying psychology at Northumbria, and what kind of things have you been able to get involved with on campus?
So unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, I started right before COVID. So like my first semester at Northumbria was normal. Everything was at school, and I really enjoyed going to these big lectures. And yeah, it always helps me to go places, so I'm in the space to be focused. And we had loads of things to get involved in. We even did research in our labs that we just went into Habitat and like places like that and just interviewed people over there. It was fun. But then COVID happened, which was, to be honest, was very challenging because I am not good with online world. And so it was really hard for me to switch to everything online. But Northumbria still offered plenty of opportunities. I had the chance to go to, I didn't really go there, but I applied to work and do research in Canada through my text. I had the chance to volunteer for Katri. Actually, it wasn't volunteering. I got paid, but I got the chance to explore the research part of psychology as well, which is great because it gives you a whole lot new ideas and places to see. So I really enjoyed it so far, apart from the fact that it was a lot online.
Yeah, what kind of things were you doing in your research internship with Katri?
It was challenging because it was right after they allowed for people to come in and do research back in labs. So there was a very thorough ethics application, basically, because there were these COVID restrictions. So we had to go to the lab and we had to prepare the lab so everyone's 2 meters apart, everything is sanitized. It was a really different mindset from before, because before I just went to Habita and I just talked to people and it was okay. But this time it was just, yeah, we had to put all these markers on the floor, and like here the researcher is going to stand and here the participant is going to stand. And yeah, but so I helped with the ethics, with the ethics, sorry, I forgot the name, paper. No, what's the name?
Application.
Yeah, ethics application. Yeah, and I was supposed to help recruit participants, but unfortunately, because of the thorough ethical process, it took a long time to be approved, and I was leaving at the end of June. So I only had the chance to recruit a very few participants, but still it was very interesting to have someone in the lab and like talk them through the process. And yeah, and I helped to put the study online as well through Qualtrics. So I had experience basically with the ethical approval and process, with the putting stuff on Qualtrics and making it work online, and then also recruiting some participants who are my friends, but still.
Yeah, just for all our listeners out there, Habita is our student cafe and bar. So it is a good place to go find students and recruit them to be in studies. I wanted to ask you a bit more about your experience volunteering with the European Federation of Psychology Students Association. So what kind of events does this association put on? How did you learn about it? How can people join it? And what's the most surprising or exciting thing that's happened when you've been organizing one of these events?
They organize plenty of different types of events. I'm personally a training events coordinator, which means these events are about training. So there's this biggest one. It's not that big, but like there's not that many people because you need to learn. So there's, I think, 16 participants. And 5 trainers, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so people come there to learn how to become trainers for EFSA, and then, or you can apply this knowledge outside of EFSA as well, but you can be an EFSA trainer. So then you train, you give team building sessions to the other teams, and it's a very interesting event. So that is the training event, something like this, or there's also an open one for like psychology students, where, yeah, the trainers deliver trainings always about some psychology topic. And then also we have non-training events, which are bigger because, yeah, it's not that much about the training. It's more about spreading knowledge about psychology. So we've got Congress, which was in Netherlands this year. It was online, unfortunately, but it was, yeah, and there's so many students from psychology, or like students that ended psychology in the past 2 years, are able to take part, and it's very interesting. I was part of I went to the Congress online. And yeah, there's social programs, so you get to meet the other people. There is scientific programs, so teachers from universities talk about their research and what they're interested in. And yeah, I got a lot of knowledge from that. And you can apply if you go to their website, efpsa.org, then you can find all the events over there. Or you can also follow them on Instagram, which is how I found them, basically, through Instagram. And yeah, they put all of the information about the events and everything there as well, or Facebook.
All right, so efpsa.org for anybody who's interested in joining the organization. You've been very successful during your time at Northumbria, clearly gotten involved in a lot of different things. What advice do you have for other students who might want to either get more involved in research, get more involved in volunteering? What would you say to students to help them make the best or the most of their time at Northumbria?
I would recommend to start as soon as you can, because I personally want to do everything, but you don't have time physically to, especially with studies, you don't have time to do everything. you also have to focus on your modules. And so I would recommend, if you're in your first year, just start volunteering, because there's always an opportunity. So look out for anything that you might be interested in. There's plenty to volunteer in. It doesn't have to be psychology, because Northumbria offers many volunteering positions that are outside of psychology, but it can be in psychology as well. So within the psychology department, or just outside, as I did in EFSA. I would recommend it because, I mean, it takes your time, but it's a very valuable experience, and you get to know yourself, and you get to know what you like and what you want to do as your career.
Yeah, that's excellent advice. So one last big question here. Where do you hope to go from here?
That's I don't know yet. No, my plan is to do masters. Definitely. I want to continue studying psychology. I think because I'm also very interested in yoga and kind of like spirituality, I was hoping to combine these two. So I think my path will be like counseling with psychotherapy, and I would like to combine it with the more Eastern point of view as well.
Sounds very interesting. Thank you so much, Barbara. Where can people find you online?
Well, you can find me on LinkedIn or Facebook, and my name is, as Genevieve said, is Barbora Duskova. Yeah.
Yes, so I'd like to thank our guest again. Thank you so much, Barbara, for joining us today.
Thank you.
As it is National Philanthropy Day, I'd like to talk about a few volunteering opportunities that are available at Northumbria University. First of all, if you're interested in supporting other students, emotional and mental health, you can join Northumbria Student Union Nightline. The Nightline is available for students to call whenever they need, and you can be trained as a volunteer to work on the Nightline and handle any phone calls that come through. And there is a page for this on the Northumbria Student Union website. If you're interested in supporting psychology students specifically, there is a student mentoring program. This program allows older psychology students to mentor younger ones. It's run by Lisa Thomas. You can email her if you'd like to be a mentor or be mentored. And finally, there's a new scheme this year for any psychology students who would like to volunteer and get involved with research. It's called the Volunteer Research Assistant Scheme, or VRA. This scheme was started by Michael Craig, and what you do is you offer to volunteer your time as a research assistant, and you give your interests, and you'll be matched with a project and a supervisor who will give you some experience in conducting research in psychology. If you'd like to apply to the VRA scheme, you can email Michael2, the number 2.craig@northumbria.ac.uk. All right, so those are some volunteering opportunities for you on National Philanthropy Day. If you would like to learn more about Northumbria Psychology, check out our psychology department blog at northumbriapsy.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at northumbriapsy. If you want, you can follow me on Twitter at Brown, Genavee. If you would like to be interviewed on the podcast or know someone who would, please email me at genevieve.brown@northumbria.ac.uk. Finally, if you liked the podcast, make sure to subscribe to our podcast on your listening app and give us a review and rating. I hope you've learned something on this voyage into the mind. Take care until next time.